G'day guys and welcome back today to another video on the Freo Faithful YouTube channel. The season is not too far away at all, less than a month away before we take on Geelong down at the Cattery. And today I just wanted to take a look through our list because I believe this is the best list the Dockers have ever had. So I just wanted to have a look, take a deep dive into the forwards, mids and backs and just analyse where our list is at as a whole heading in to this year. Freo Faithful is your home of Dockers fan content. This is where you're going to get the best coverage of all things Dockers. So make sure you hit subscribe, leave a like on the video to help grow this new channel, and get in the comments below to generate the discussion amongst the Purple Army. Let's get into the video. So we'll start off with our back six, which has been rock solid ever since Justin Longmuir has really taken over. Start with some of the more mature guys in Luke Ryan and Alex Pearce. Luke Ryan, All-Australian in 2024. We love Lukey Ryan. Sort of that intercepting player. He accumulates a lot of the footy, loves a kick in, but nevertheless, he's one of the best sort of mid-sized defenders in the comp. And then Alex Pearce, prior to injury, was having a career year in 2024. So let's just hope we can get him back on the park consistently all throughout the year, because we've seen how important he is to us. When he stays fit, he can basically defend any key forward in the comp. Brendan Cox, another one of our more experienced defenders, still very young. We've seen great signs of Brendan Cox throughout his career, but last year was definitely one that he would want to forget just due to injury. He had that really bad hamstring injury early in 2024 playing forward, and then he came back in the last sort of month of the season where everything capitulated. He got dominated by Jeremy Cameron and Jesse Hogan late in the year. Obviously, he wasn't at full fitness to be playing against some of the best forwards in the comp, but nevertheless, when Brendan Cox is at full fitness, he's one of the best one-on-one defenders in the league. So hard to beat one-on-one. Just a great intercept grab and, yeah, a big body as well. So if we can get Luke Ryan, Alex Pearce and Brendan Cox playing consistent footy with each other, which I don't think has really happened too much, we're going to be a rock-solid defence for a long time. Hopefully we can just get that happening consistently. Brandon Walker and Jordan Clark lock down the smaller to mid-sized forwards, and they're both great at breaking defensive lines and running off of half-back as well. Jordan Clark probably had his best season at the AFL level in 2024. He improved in a lot of facets, including his consistency, his ball use, and his ability to hit the scoreboard off the half-back flank as well. Brandon Walker had some massive games in 2024, really solidifying himself as a true lockdown defender against those small forwards. He's great with his athleticism and his ability to run off the half-back line. Just needs to improve with his disposal by foot and just getting tackled. Like, he gets caught holding the ball quite a lot. But once he improves in these areas, which we'll back him in to do, there's no reason he can't be that next Isaac Quainer type and, yeah, really lock down that spot for the next 10 years. I think Corey Wagner showed some good signs as a backup last season. He's really clean with his disposal and he has that speed as well. So good depth there. Add James Asian there that can play down back or in the midfield. We're looking good. Heath Chapman, I think, is one of the most underrated players in the AFL, and we know how much the coaches value him in our squad. When we came up against the Bulldogs at Marvel mid-season, Heath Chapman was a late out, and the plan was to send Heath Chapman to Marcus Bontempelli, whether that was after stoppages or just stop the midfielders coming straight out of the stoppage, because what Heath Chapman does best is breaks up opposition attacks and turns it into our attack, into our offense. He's clean with his disposal. He's a great intercept mark. He's very tall, got that sort of wiry strength, just a great athlete. Let's hope that he can get another full season under his belt. Complement that with someone like Josh Draper, who's got bundles of athleticism. He's showing signs of becoming a Michael Johnson type player. He can provide that lockdown role, and he will continue to evolve as a player. He could really be anything. He could be, a Luke Ryan type that intercepts and uses that run and skills by foot coming out of the back half as well. So what a pickup he's been. Hugh Davies, he only played a couple games last year, but I really liked his effort as well. And that's pretty much all of our defenders. I think we could use more depth in our key backs with Alex Pearce, Luke Ryan and Brendan Cox not always being available, and they are getting a little bit older, maybe not so much Brendan Cox. But I just think we could use another really good key back just for when guys like Alex Pearce or Brendan Cox go out with injury. We don't want to be shallow in that facet. Obviously, Josh Draper can play that role as well. I'd love to pick up someone like a Jed Buslinger if he doesn't get games at the Western Bulldogs to come back. I think that's really the only downside, but in terms of our best 7 or 8 defenders, I think we're set. Heading to the midfield now, and let's start on the wings. Jeremy Sharp was a great pickup in 2024. He is an absolutely elite runner, and he's good with sort of starting handball chains as well on that far side wing, which he has made his own. Could probably improve with his efficiency by foot, but when you're running at 100 miles an hour, you're running all day, it is hard to be effective with your disposal. But I think that's just a small area of improvement for Sharpie. I'd expect Nathan O'Driscoll to start on the wing in round 1, and we all want Nathan O'Driscoll to be a best 22 player this season. As he came back into the side in 2024, he showed a lot more agility and shiftiness, as well as adding that inside string to his bow. He could be a bit of a tagger in 2025. There's so much potential with Nathan O'Driscoll. He's a Freo boy. We absolutely love him. Let's hope that his lethal left foot is back being put to good use in 2025 and he can play some consistent footy once again. Matt Johnson can play that outside role too. He plays a bit of a hybrid role of inside and out. He's really composed in the contest. He's a big body, which we need. I just think at times he can improve his decision making, but nevertheless, he's going to evolve and be a great player for us. Looking to the inside mids, not much needs to be said about Caleb Sarong, Hayden Young, and Andy Brayshaw. Other than that, they are probably a top 2, top 3 midfield combo in the competition. Hayden Young was rated the best player at a point of last season for I think about a 4-week span. His ability to hit the scoreboard really improved as the year went on. Caleb Sarong was in Brownlow form, and Andy Brayshaw just gives 110% every week. You never get a performance from Andy Brayshaw that's less than anything 8 out of 10, and he always gives his max effort. But again, we just want Andy Brayshaw to maybe hit the scoreboard a little bit harder, but you can never question his effort and dedication to every single game. You do feel like this could be Nathan Fyfe's last year in our best 22. I think he could still sign on another year and provide a lot in terms of his experience and his IQ. But last year was actually his most consistent year of footy since 2013, where he played 22 games across the season. In that game against Essendon, we clearly miss his leadership and his ability to help our midfielders adapt in game. He definitely turned a corner last year, evolved as a player, and was a really important player for us. He had a game where he had 40 disposals and kicked a couple goals as well. So we still got it and provides an important role for this team. Speaking to the depth of the inside mids, we've got Neil Erasmus and Will Brodie, who were dominating at waffle level last year. It's hard to find a place for them. You'd probably expect Fifey to be the one to drop out if Erasmus or Brodie are to come in. But I think JL is going to want continuity with his inside midfielders, and hopefully we can just keep that same group. If one of them drops out, Will Brodie, I'd love to see him come back in after what we saw from him in 2022. He hasn't been able to play, I think, any footy really. I don't think he played a game last year. And Neil Erasmus, I'm not really sure how he fits into this side because we just haven't seen him play consistent inside mid minutes or as a forward. So Erasmus is a bit of an unknown at this stage. Speaking to more depth, we picked up Murphy Reid in the draft and Cooper Simpson last year as well. Cooper Simpson does seem like he's more of a midfielder, although he can play that sort of Sam Switkowski high half forward role as well with his agility and his ball skill. And then Murphy Reid, he gets compared to like a Scott Pendlebury still side bottom type, where he's not as explosive, but just his composure in his decision making and his skills are a very high level as well. So if we can find a spot for him, whether that's outside, inside, half forward, half back, just his game awareness and his IQ at some point in his career will be very important for the Fremantle Dockers. The only real question about our midfield is the ruck dynamic between Sean Darcy and Luke Jackson. The only reason there is a question about this is because Sean Darcy just hasn't been able to string together a full season in a while now. He's obviously just had another surgery on his ankle to get a screw removed. I don't think it's really going to halt too much of his progress and he's made over the off-season. By all reports, he's been at the club, training lots, he's slimmed down, he's looking strong. But we just need to get the mix right between Darcy and Jackson. If Darcy can't play, we've still got Luke Jackson, who's an absolute unicorn. He's a matchup nightmare for your more traditional rucks with the athleticism and the ability that he brings at ground level to provide tackling, pressure, and he's just very smart with the way he uses the ball as well. But hopefully Sean Darcy can get back to his best because we know how good he can be, and I think it just provides the best mix for the team. I think Sean Darcy, when fit, definitely is best 22 with Luke Jackson, even though the media disputes it. All in all, our midfield is in a great spot. There's no real area of weakness. There's just levels to improve in terms of their ability to hit the scoreboard and just ball use at times from the younger guys. But let's hope that O'Driscoll comes in, provides more of a scoreboard threat. Jeremy Sharp, he scored quite a few goals in his first year, actually. And, guys like Johnson, Reid, Cooper Simpson continue to develop as well. Let's move to the forward line now, and let's speak the big kahuna, Josh Tracy, who is primed to make himself a household name in 2025, kicking 40-plus goals in 2024. His ability to crash packs, to then follow up at ground level and provide pressure. This guy is the complete key forward. He's so powerful, and I would not want to get in the way of the big kahuna when he's coming through a pack. This man can do it all. Amos, I thought, had a really good 2024, although his stats in front of goal would tell you otherwise. I think even though he wasn't as accurate as he was in his first year, where he pretty much wasn't missing, his just craft and ability to make an impact in contests was still at a very good level. He still had some really good games for us and kicked some really important goals. I wouldn't be putting a line through Jai Amos by any means, even though some people might think that he dropped off a little bit. He's put on a lot of size. He's looking more like Josh Tracy, and if this guy becomes a proper powerful key forward, I think he stands at about 194-ish centimetres. He could be an absolute opposition nightmare. And you pair that up with Luke Jackson, who rolls through as that third tall Patrick Voss back in the arsenal. If we need him, he's just a strong key forward to have as a backup as well. I think this is the best key forward duo that we've ever had. Obviously, we used to have Pav, but we never paired him with a true key forward. Amos and Tracy have so much talent. They work hard. They're strong. They work really well together. So exciting that we're going to have these guys for the next 10 to 12 years, because they're still, I think Tracy's 23 and Amos might be 22. So super young and so much level to improve. And let's talk about our new acquisition, Shea Bolton. He's not too bad of a footballer, this bloke. I mean, the goals he kicks, he has no business kicking. He takes absolute screamers. He's almost impossible to tackle. The speed that he's going to provide up and down the ground with Michael Frederick on the other side is going to be so hard to contain for defenders. You pair that with Sam Switkowski, who we absolutely love for his agility, his hard work, his tackling, the pressure that he brings, and then his threat in front of goal as well. All of our small to mid-size forwards are just going to be working so hard up and down the ground. We got so much pace in that front half, and someone like a Sam Sturt as well, so handy to have. With the players that we have in Amos, Tracy, Jackson, Sam Sturt's probably going to take the team's worst defender on the day. And he just works up and down the ground really well, puts himself in the right spots. And yeah, he's primed for another big 2025 Sammy Sturt. It'll be hard for him to hold his spot with the talent that we have. But if he does, credit to him. And yeah, what a forward line we now have. Got Michael Walters in reserves there as a small forward. He's always handy when he comes on, especially as a sub late in games, because he's got that high IQ and that goal now, so that will never leave him, and the skill to finish in front of goal. On every line, the Fremantle Dockers are going to provide a headache for opposition teams in 2025 with our key defenders in Alex Pearce, Brennan Cox, Luke Ryan, providing that experience and one-on-one prowess with the athleticism of young guys like Jordan Clark, Brandon Walker, and Heath Chapman breaking up opposition attacks and getting the ball moving our way. Using the speed coming out of the back half with guys like Jeremy Sharp and Nathan O'Driscoll. We've got the dynamic left foot and the shiftiness of O'Driscoll paired with the elite running ability of Jeremy Sharp. You look to the inside of the ground with Brayshaw, Sarong, Young, three of the best young midfielders in the competition, being led by Nathan Fife, Matt Johnson, who's the big body, Neil Erasmus and Will Brodie coming in to back up if we need. Sean Darcy and Luke Jackson, who are elite rucks when they are on. Jackson particularly has shown that he can play consistently. We need to get Darcy in there doing the same. And then our forwards are as exciting as they've ever been. The big kahuna and Jai Amos, Luke Jackson rolling through there. Shea Bolton, the human freak show, is now in our ranks. Michael Frederick, a fan favourite, who can turn a game on its head at any moment. Sam Switkowski with his agility, his quick feet, the pressure that he brings. Sam Sturt, the IQ, the goal kicking, the marking that he brings. This list is so stacked. It's the best list we've ever had, and we are still so damn young. It's so exciting. I can't wait for this season, because when you read it out like that, I don't know if there's really too many better lists in the AFL, and that's not even being biased at this stage. Me and Newcat will be doing a best 22 video very soon, so keep your eyes peeled to the channel for that. Make sure you hit subscribe and follow up the Instagram where we post a lot of different content on there as well. We want to grow Freo Faithful to be the #1 Freo fan channel across all platforms in 2025, and we want you guys involved. So make sure you're hitting subscribe, getting in the comments, and leaving likes on our posts so we can make this community as big, as positive, and as bright for the future of the Dockers as possible. I'm G'd up. I'll see you in round 1. I'll see you before then, but I appreciate you watching the video. Take care. See you soon.